Welcome to the first installment of SciBits. It's a science show that allows me to wear this lab coat. Now, I'm not wearing this to look smart. It's far from it. And that's because this is the type of outfit you wear when you have a science show at 5 and you have a drug deal at 6, you know? So this is the part of the show when we look up the deepest, darkest secrets of our scientific forefathers. So without further ado, here's today's smartass. Galileo Galilei. I mean, his parents must have been really proud of making up his name. He has 2 first names, or 2 last names, tomato, tomato, or Galileo Galilei. He's commonly known as the father of modern science. Can you imagine that, being the father of modern science? I can't, because I don't know what a father is. And I must have failed the first grade because I thought I knew what modern meant. Apparently not, because Galileo lived during the 1500s. The 1500s. That's a time where you didn't have to worry about airplanes kamikazing into trade centers. But instead you worried about rats with little towels on their head carrying the bubonic plague. Like, oh shit, a rat. Being a scientist, Galileo ignored the bubonic epidemic and decided to play with his balls. He tossed cannonballs off the Tower of Pisa. I guess you could say that's the first time his balls dropped. And it was his scientific experiments that demonstrated the need for more precise measurement tools. Like, he would roll balls down hills just to measure how long it would take to roll down the hill. And remember, this is the 1500s. They didn't have stopwatches. So he literally filled buckets with water to measure time. Like, oh, this time it was like 2 buckets point pint. And when he repeated the experiment, the measurement would be gallons off. I'm talking oceans, rivers, dams, and that's when we kicked the bucket and started researching clocks. Thank God for Galileo, because without him, we wouldn't give a damn about measurement tools. This bit is called a random science. Essentially, I'm going to choose a random topic for my degree and basically explain it. So let me go get something. So right here, this is a symbolization of 4 years of my life. There's more over there. And so here's some folders. Oh, don't get me started about this one. This is a real good one. Page 22 is a classic. Oh, and this one over here, I think. Let me see. Oh, yeah. On page 22, it cracks me up because it tells me that a finite differential equation could turn into a continuous differential equation to prove the Poisson distribution. Like, who came up with that one? Without me looking, I'm going to choose a random notebook and explain it. Here we go. It's this one. I think I pulled this one out before. So random page. Let's see what we got today. Come on, Gary needs a new pair of shoes. Can't wait to spend the next couple of days making fluid mechanics sound fun. There we go. We're gonna be talking about energy balance for an open system. So here's the energy balance for fluid mechanics, or another way to say it's called Bernoulli's principle. Oh wait, I'm getting word for the mothership. She's saying that 10 people just clicked off this video. Anyway, if you have a brain of a 2-year-old, you should be able to understand this. Essentially, you have a box, and basically shit goes in, and then shit goes out. It's pretty much that simple. Sometimes stuff gets stuck in here, and that's what these terms do. So, when stuff gets stuck here, you're like, oh, entropy is a thing. Classic. Energy in, energy out. With all these drugs, there's only going to be one episode. This bit of the show is where we look at some memes. There has been a meme recently where DIYers try to fix things with ramen noodles. That's a weird phrase, isn't it? I mean, fixing things with ramen noodles can only mean 2 things. It's a fine line between hammering noodles on a wall and a gay porno at Jiffy Lube. You know, like raw men noodles? A raw man's penis getting fixed? I gotta go. I'm actually writing my 20-chapter thesis on this new noodle technology. If you look at the back of the packaging, you'll recognize some household ingredients, such as flour, oil, salt. But the typical sugar and spice and everything nice does not formulate vibranium. It's actually the potassium carbonate and the potassium chloride and the sodium polyphosphate. I'm not a chemist, but I know those words mean something. And as you saw in the video, if you mix these chemicals with Gorilla Glue, you basically concoct a new stable isotope of Top Ramen 169. It's really groundbreaking if whoever came up with this. And trust me, people aren't ready for the progressive transition from a porcelain toilet to a noodle toilet. For example, a couple of weeks ago, there was an earthquake in SoCal that was a 4.7. I'm sorry to say, but that was me. That earthquake erupted on the fault line between my cheeks. I haven't gone to church in a while, so maybe that's why the devil booked a room in my colon and used my butthole as a portal to go create hell on earth. And it's needless to say that I needed a new plumber pronto because an aftershock was imminent. And the plumber I called had the gall to bring stacks of Top Ramen, and I was like, buddy, trust me, I've plastered that toilet with Top Ramen. That's not going to fix it. And just like that, the plumber sculpted a new toilet out of these noodles like he was Michelangelo. It was heaven-sent when he was done with his masterpiece, but I was like, what the hell did you do to my toilet? The plumber just put his hand on my shoulder and just said, trust me, bro, I'll send you the bill. I was thinking to myself, like, I'm not gonna pay for this. But the devil was knocking and I had to use that noodle. I was actually surprised. This noodle toilet had a secret material property. You know when you're at a party and you really need to go, but you don't want to hear people to hear those southern winds echo in the hallway? Well, this toilet was made for that because this had a damping ratio of at least 10. Because this porcelain throne was like a suppressor for my asshole. This new technology dampened that gust of wind, and thank God for this technology, because without those gust of winds would have set the whole world shaking. Today we're gonna do the cinnamon challenge. That is the spoon of cinnamon. I'm pretty sure that's enough cinnamon. So, nah, fuck this.
What an amateur. Anyone knows that the right dose of cinnamon is like 25 milliliters, a half of an ounce, you know? What an idiot.
Oh, bad idea. Really bad idea. I thought it wasn't gonna go that bad. Ugh. This is the mess I made. Well, that was half. And all that. My mom's gonna be pissed because she just fucking cleaned the whole kitchen. That was nasty.